So in building an AI app, I'm going to show you the next level of apps that I built in terms of complexity. The two words you need to remember are better and faster. It can't just be a faster version of what you're already doing, and it can't just be better but slower. AI apps need to be better and faster. That's where they get exciting. So 7 months ago, I built the Ross's kick-ass carousel maker. What is a carousel? Carousels are those posts that you see on LinkedIn and on Instagram where somebody takes what is essentially text and splits them up into visual images that you can view sequentially. On Instagram, you swipe through them, and on LinkedIn as well. These are called carousel posts. On LinkedIn, you need to upload them in a PDF format in order to make that happen. On Instagram, it needs to be separate images that you can swipe through. Not particularly difficult to make these, but it is a pain. Now, you might recognize these from people like Chris Do, from Mark Manson. Several influencers use this type of content. Many out there have been doing it for a long time. Historically, you had to open something like Photoshop to do it. Chris Do talked about using Pages on the Mac ecosystem to design PDFs and then export them. There's lots of different ways, and no matter how fast they are, they still take time. But what if you could just take the text, which is what you really want to do anyways, and get it straight into here? That's what I did. So I made an app that turns the text for me into this. And what are some of the features that I created? First of all, I let it select any logo from a Cloudinary API since I have a Cloudinary account, so I can switch logos if I want. Of course, you can do basic things like resizing the logo, changing it to fit whatever you want. You can change the heading size, you can change the body font size, you can change the canvas size, the common social media ratios from 4:5 vertical to 1:1 to 16:9 wide to 9:16 for vertical format. You can decide whether you want overlays on or off, and that just gives you the background to save in case you want that for archival or for other purposes. So what is the beauty of doing this? So I just write the text and it creates this, but that's kind of replicating what I could have already done with Pages or with Photoshop. What makes this better than what I could have done? Well, I'm weird. I love the future. I love the Matrix. I've always lived in that world. So I said, what if I can create a subtle background of ones and zeros like Matrix code that repeats, that never repeats, that's always different, and every single slide is subtly different and has this dynamic, procedurally generated pattern? What if I could have noise patterns that are procedurally generated, kind of like steganographic elements in the background? What if I could have little phrases that mean something to me, like everyone loves a good pie buried and hidden within this? You never would have seen that, little Easter eggs that mean things only to me. That's how you get it better. What if I don't like things that are too clean? So what if I want to offset words a little bit? What if I want to dirty it with some analog noise and distortion? What if I want to take some lines and distort them every now and again? What if I want different gradients that I can switch between in case I'm feeling a different mood? What if I want that gradient to subtly change each time that I go to a next slide? These are all things that I've implemented in my app because they're things that mean something to me. And here you can see an example of, at the top there, some of that kind of glitchiness that I like. All of this is automatic. Now, what else can I do that I couldn't have done? I can download this right away as either all slides as a zip and get images of every single slide, or I can download all slides as a PDF and get those PDF slides. And it creates a perfectly formatted, excellent PDF in high resolution instantaneously that I can upload directly to LinkedIn. So again, this is not just infinitely faster than the boring tedium of creating this type of content for LinkedIn and social media. It's also better because it has all of these Easter eggs, it has all of these glitches, has all these effects that I would not be able to get to. And I can use key commands, like I can say, oh, I want a new gradient, just hit the G, and I'll get a new series of gradients. And it knows that light text should be on a dark background, dark text should be on a light background. This is just me thinking it through and figuring out the ones that mean the most to me. So this is the next level of complexity where we're building apps that make our life not just faster, but also better than we could have done otherwise. I made this app 7 months ago. Where I'm at has changed so much since then. The apps that I'm building now are way more complicated than this. But this gives you a good idea of how you can start thinking as you progress in your own journey and how you can start bringing in more and more complicated apps as you start thinking about not just replacing what you're doing, but really using AI in a way that you could make something that you've never, ever done before. Have you built anything like this for yourself? Is there anything you'd like to see? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.